Welcome back to Domingo Live. In this segment, we've got some star power going back a few years from Corpus Christi. Calista Garcia, who I hold this in my hand because this is so important. She is a performer. She has done so well across the country, and here you are spending time with us on Domingo Live. So welcome to both of you. We're going to move the spotlight over just a little to Dad. For folks who say, no, I know this guy, we've seen him somewhere. Well, you were our state representative back in 2007. That's how
right.
it all started. Give us a little bit of the background story.
Yeah, well, first, and Barbie, it's great to see your career just blow up.
Thank you
remember
so
when it was
much.
just starting?
Yeah.
But you might remember my dad is from Robstown. He's a Navy pilot. He trained here. I came back and trained here. My kid brother trained here. It's kind of the family business. And it's great to be home. You might remember this. We used to have a band of instructor pilots that played the surf club and all those places out on the island. That's where I think the music started to first sink through. Yeah, it's wonderful to be back. It'll always feel like home, and this just continues to be the city I think has more potential than anywhere else. And I brag about it all over the country.
Absolutely. And you left here to go work?
That's right. I joined, was part of the, President Obama nominated me to be the Assistant Secretary of the Navy. Served almost both terms there. It was great. It was to get to have, that's a job that Teddy Roosevelt had, that Franklin Roosevelt had, which tells you just how far the bar has come down. But it was an honor and a privilege. I loved every bit of it. And so we stayed in D.C. Since then. The kids have all spread out. She's in New York. The youngest is at NYU. The twins, you might remember, are off going to school. But this will always feel like home, and it's great to be back.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
It's great to have you both back home.
Absolutely.
And Calista, we are so proud of you. You brought us a CD.
Yes.
So I want to know how this started. How old were you when you decided that you were interested in music?
I think I've always been interested in music and storytelling, and I started playing. I mean, I had great CDs in the car I was raised on, and
Who were they? What artists?
yeah. So it was a Beatles mixtape my aunt made. It was another classic rock mixtape. It was Jack Johnson, and it was probably the most important one was the Once soundtrack with Glenn Hansard from that movie. And a very early memory was I was picking out the Falling Slowly, the big song on piano, and they were like, okay, let's put her in lessons. And I was 6, and he started teaching me guitar when I was 8.
Your fingers got big enough.
The first day I learned any chords, I instantly wrote a song, and I've been playing live since I was 10.
So describe your music.
So I'm very hodgepodge with different things, but I love a lot of classic music, like the kind of mid 20th century, 60s, 70s kind of sounds. I love songwriter music. I love rock and roll. I love some folk. I have a lot of, it's kind of just everything that makes me. So I grew up around Tejano. There's a couple tracks on the record. I have a specific kind of one that sounds like that on this new album. And
Nice.
I try to keep it all very open and genre broad, because I think that feels the truest.
So it's a combination of who you are and who you grew up influenced by.
Totally.
And of course your culture as well.
Yeah.
Tell me, we've got, what, 8 tracks on here?
Yes.
You want to tell me about the single right now that you're promoting, or is there one? Tell me.
So, I mean, there's one that just came out this Wednesday called Flowers in My Hair. That's, it's beachy, this was the beach town I grew up in, so that's where I get that. And it's just a straight up, nice, good vibe, very nostalgic, vinyl-y, kind of dreamy love song. But
you came across that. I know that you were in a contest, I believe.
yeah, so Kerrville Folk Festival is a very well-known festival in Central Texas, and they have this. They're one of the only festivals that does this. The new folk song contest, and they take 800 applicants every year. They whittle it down to 24. They have 24 finalists come to the campground, camp in tents in Central Texas in like May, and then compete live at the festival and perform, and then they have some judges in the audience and they choose 6 winners. So I did that last May, and the 6 winners win a tour of house shows and some venue shows that we all do together. So it's been amazing. It's been all booked, and it had a lot of really wonderful people who are really passionate about folk music and music in general. And it's also just getting to hang out with 5 fantastic songwriters and people all the time, and share
How long
a stage.
was the tour?
It was a week, so it started last Saturday.
It must feel great though to come back home to Texas.
Yeah, it feels special to get to see it. I mean, I saw it this May for the first time since I hadn't been back since I left before 4th grade. So it's like really deep-seated memories, and it feels less like things that I'm used to seeing or regular memories, and more like heritage.
Sure.
We stopped by Whataburger this morning.
Of course, you had to. I mean, come on.
But it's really special this time. I feel like I remember even more, and to go back and
It
see
all
it
came back
is
to you.
a lot of it. Like it's very like subconscious. It's like there's a veterinarian clinic with a dog head and a cat head cartoon. And
I love it.
I remember
Yeah,
seeing that as a kid.
And I know that you mentioned Whataburger, but what are some of the other places that you remember as you, drove in and you saw?
Yeah, I mean Ocean Drive.
Yeah.
I remember going to the circus at the Coliseum
Old Coliseum,
Aw.
yeah.
when that
About
was
that.
still there,
Yeah.
and all the landmarks there, Selena Memorial.
Sure.
The Columbus ship used to be there, but I remember where it was, and the art museum I remember going to on a class trip,
Awesome.
and
Let's
Yeah.
talk about this. Where can we pick this up and where can we get it?
so it comes out May 26th on all the streaming platforms and everywhere. Until then, I mean, you can have that CD. But I've
share
been
it.
saying on this
Yeah.
tour, Texas gets it first, so people who've been at the tour can pick it up in CD form and have been able to. It's done, have it finished 2 months early. But otherwise, you can pre-order it on iTunes. It's going to be everywhere there.
And your
Now-
social media platforms, where can we find you?
Yeah, so my website, calistagarcia.com, is a great place, as well as my Instagram, calistagarcia.music, my Facebook, Calista Garcia, and it's all under my name, YouTube, all the things.
I understand you're going to perform a couple of songs for us.
Yes?
Which ones? You want to tell us the first one?
Yeah, so they're both off the EP. So I'm going to do The Coles was the first single I released, and that came out last October. And then Flowers in My Hair is the new one.
There you go.
Perfect.
I'm gonna
Well,
do
let's
those two.
Get down to it.
Let's do it.
Calista Garcia right here on Domingo Live.